For as clear as Drew made it that he was not happy to have me back, it was nothing in comparison to the noise generated about me by the constant thorn in my side, Seth.
Enjoy the show.
Much like Drew, Rollins had a bit of a tantrum when I walked through that curtain at Survivor Series after nearly 10 years away from WWE. I knew we were on a collision course. After Hell in a Cell, I took a little time to heal. Once I felt good, a special request from Paul Heyman led me to joining the OG Bloodline at Survivor Series to help Roman Reigns in his quest to dismantle the new Bloodline. Once that was settled, I focused solely on Seth. We were set to battle at the first Raw of 2025, and after waiting a decade for this opportunity, I certainly wasn't going to let anything go wrong. So let's go back to January 2025, the start of a new era, and beat Seth Rollins in front of the entire world.
Seth freaking Rollins is motivated as we've ever seen him. This is personal.
The people are singing Rollins' song. This is Rollins' battle cry as he heads to war with CM Punk.
From Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 225 pounds, Seth freaking Rollins!
Ladies and gentlemen, over 20 years ago, Seth Rollins got in a car and drove from Iowa to the East Coast to try out for CM Punk's training school. He redefined himself in his craft. Rollins and Punk would reunite briefly in NXT, and then the Shield would become mercenaries for Punk. And Punk would leave WWE for personal and professional reasons. Talk negatively about WWE, while Rollins carried WWE on his back for a decade. CM Punk would return to WWE 14 months ago to huge fanfare, the support of the fans and many in the back, and that didn't sit well with Seth Rollins. There was no way that Rollins was going to welcome Punk back, and it's led to this tonight. Seth freaking Rollins versus a man who has become his arch nemesis, CM Punk.
And this capacity crowd just exploded. They know exactly what time it is.
From Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 218 pounds, CM Punk!
And this is CM Punk's first singles match since October, since that brutal Hell in a Cell match against Drew McIntyre. It's Punk's first match on Monday Night Raw, period, since 2014.
Seth Rollins prides himself on being the absolute workhorse of WWE. You have to imagine he sees that as a point in his favor here, a clear advantage he has over Punk.
CM Punk and Seth Rollins, two men who are completely beloved by the WWE Universe for their incredible talent, their work ethic, and their passion and drive.
But as similar as they are in those respects, where they have diverged has become a point of contention between both of them, which has brought us to this point in the main event of a historic Monday Night Raw.
Survivor Series 2023, the utter dismay. And the face of Rollins when CM Punk returned, when hell froze over. These emotions have been building up inside Seth Rollins for the last 14 months.
Seth Rollins says he's fighting for this company, says he couldn't believe that CM Punk verbally tried to tear this place down over the 10 years that he was gone, only to be embraced the way he was when he returned.
Tonight, Rollins intends on extracting this demon from his soul and WWE altogether. Set him up, Russian leg sweep.
You want to talk about dream matches? Even before the animosity started to boil between these two, CM Punk and Seth freaking Rollins represented the best of their respective eras.
These men had some interactions, even some battles during Punk's previous run in WWE, but back then, Seth Rollins was only starting to gain notoriety as a member of the Shield.
Consider this, guys. When Punk left WWE, Seth Rollins had yet to capture a singles championship on the main roster. Now he's a Grand Slam champion in WWE, a four-time WWE champion, a Royal Rumble winner, and a Money in the Bank winner who cashed in the briefcase in the main event of WrestleMania.
Wow. When you lay out Seth's resume like that, he might have an even more decorated career than the man who calls himself the best in the world.
If you're Seth Rollins, you got to try to keep the emotions in check. Focus on the task at hand. And that's taking out CM Punk.
Yeah, but Punk's not afraid to play mind games. If Punk sees an opening to set Rollins off, to take Rollins' eye off the ball, he's going to take it. Rollins simply cannot, under any circumstances, take the bait in this match.
Picture perfect. Sliding into the cover, looking to end this.
Using the ropes for leverage. That's not right. No, he kicks out.
And those kickouts are only going to get harder.
Well executed suplex. And Seth, so often the aggressor, so often the more experienced man in the ring, simply cannot match CM Punk at this juncture.
Every strike more devastating than the last.
Seth losing any command of this match.
Yeah, now Punk's got Rollins in as vulnerable position as we've ever seen him.
Headed out of the ring, but the count is looming. Boom! Backdrop suplex.
What a high angle right across the shoulders.
Don't know what the plan is here.
Oh, you know, just mingling with the people.
Heading right out in the crowd for whatever reason.
Gentlemen, here's an astonishing fact. This is CM Punk's first match on Raw in almost 11 years.
The last time Punk competed on WWE's flagship show, it was a week before the 2014 Royal Rumble. And in a little more than 4 weeks, both men will take part in the 2025 Royal Rumble with the aim to earn a main event spot at WrestleMania 41.
I'd say either of these men has a good chance at claiming a main event spot at WrestleMania if they don't destroy each other first.
Corey, I don't know my notes handy. Who did Punk last face on Raw?
It says here he now works with office supplies.
Headed out of the ring now.
It looks like things are spilling out into the WWE Universe. Will he get on with it already? This is a fight. Now he's back at ringside.
He's got to make some moves here or suffer the countout.
Makes it back into the ring to avoid a countout.
Powerbomb position.
Simple but effective technique to get out of there.
Punk famously said the night after he returned to WWE, quote, "I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money." He said he doesn't care what others think of him anymore, and he's proven it true thus far.
That may be true, Corey. A master on the microphone like Punk doesn't often let words of others get to him, but certain actions can still set this man off. Of that, I am sure.
Indeed, we saw Punk lash out at Drew McIntyre recently when the Scottish Warrior stole the bracelet given to Punk by one of his biggest fans that bears the name of Punk's wife and their dog. If Rollins can find something similar to set Punk off, it could give him the mental advantage tonight.
In danger of being counted out. Now's the time to get back to the ring.
Seth just rubbing it in now. With the count looming, he decides to head back towards the ring.
Here we go, returning to the ring. CM Punk has suffered some injuries since his return. In fact, he tore his triceps at the Royal Rumble a year ago and was out of action for over 6 months. Punk says that tonight he's completely healed. But Wade, you're an athlete. Never divulge the extent of your injuries, right?
Oh, I absolutely would. For sympathy.
Real classy, Wade.
Stretching and tearing at all the ligaments in the leg.
Overwhelming offense now from Punk.
And CM Punk is keeping the pressure on, completely taking it to Rollins here.
And CM Punk to Rollins off the crossbody. Rollins, though, able to roll through.
Just amazing power and timing from Seth Rollins. We've seen it throughout his career. And now, catching CM Punk with a GTS. Punk rather fortuitously rolling all the way to the outside to safety. Although in hot pursuit now, Seth Rollins.
And Rollins limping around the ring, favoring his leg. And now just mocking and having his way with Punk.
Rollins has waited for this moment for far, far too long. This victory is going to be one of the sweet... Wait a minute!
Oh my goodness, cover! Isn't enough and a kick out!
While catching Seth Rollins with his own stomp and coming within a millisecond of victory here.
And Punk not done yet, pounding away on Rollins, frustration setting in.
I mean, years of bad blood and verbal jousts between these two are about to come to a head.
Seth able to counter GTS, looking to deliver one of his own.
Oh, and he connected.
And Punk kicks out.
Yeah.
Here we go. We think. This is it.
He breaks the ref's count after one.
This is where great cardio makes... Oh.
Rollins now, opponent defenseless.
Stop! Rollins goes into the cover. This could do it. Kicked out at one? Even the ref can't believe it.
How do you even do that? Kicking out at one after a move like that?
There's no way that was what Seth Rollins was expecting. He thought this match was his. What a way to get out of that one.
Proof these superstars have done their homework.
And he exits the ring.
Better watch the count.
He wants this fight on the outside.
And now this conflict has found its way right by our announce table.
In another minute, the chaos could be right on top of us.
Attacking the hamstring with knee strikes.
Measured kick to the vertebrae. And the core taking on some damage. Big clothesline. Caught with a clothesline.
Turns that back on CM Punk. What a display of strength here.
Ooh, went to the throat.
Destructive arm breaker.
Going for the legs, going right after the base.
Oh, that could displace an entire arm.
Rollins with a reversal. Heading out, but needs to be aware of the referee's count. Elbow drop. Seth Rollins up the turnbuckles.
Incoming!
Oh, God, terrible landing on the outside.
Well, if you're going to be done like that, you better be just as tough.
I don't know if anyone is that tough.
Set up in the corner. What is coming next?
Driven down in a belly-to-back suplex. CM Punk, a familiar look on his face. Seth Rollins.
Oh, we know what's coming. Uh-oh. Gets out of dodge.
Calf kick on the money. Punk with his eyes on Rollins, looking to end this thing.
CM Punk in full control. There's the left. Go to sleep. Seth has got to dig deep now.
Ah, right to the back. Punk's got the Anaconda Vice in.
Cinching in the Anaconda Vice submission.
Submission locked in tight. He's got to find a way out of this.
I'm sure he's trying, but as you just said, Cole, that hold is locked in tight.
Kneeing his way out. And he's free.
Got them off their feet here.
Scooped up for a slam.
Uh-oh. Seth he just might regret this decision.
A strong head scissors application. And now the elbow's vicious.
But there's been a lot of damage to the head.
Come on, guys. What are we doing here? We got to end this thing.
CM Punk looking to end things here. Go to sleep. Is it enough for Punk?
Shoulders down. Near fall.
Seth freaking Rollins with a close freaking call. I don't know how he survived that.
And Punk might have just swung for the fences, but it wasn't good enough.
Punk avoids the attack. Oh my gosh!
Covering their opponent for the win. Punk wins. Punk beats Rollins.
Here is your winner, CM Punk.
What a fight, what a night, and what a win. CM Punk once again showing why he is indeed the best in the world.
This truly was a battle between two men at the absolute top of the mountain when it comes to professional wrestling. This really could have gone either way a number of times, but in the end, Punk had Rollins' number.
Yeah, but don't think this is over for Rollins. If anything, this result is only going to enrage him even more, set him off even more on his self-imposed crusade against CM Punk.
WrestleMania 41 was supposed to be the culmination of all those years of hard work. After all the ups and downs, all roads pointed to the one location I'd always dreamed of, the main event of WrestleMania. My victories over Drew and Seth had shown that I was still at the top of my game. After I eliminated both Roman and Rollins at the 2025 Royal Rumble, I soon found myself tossed over and thrown to the floor. And that allowed Rollins to release all his frustrations, taking Roman out with a stomp, attacking me, and punctuating the whole mess with another stomp on Roman. So when Heyman announced that the three of us would meet in the main event on the first night of WrestleMania 41, that's when I struck. I used my earned favor from Survivor Series to request Heyman be in my corner that night. This infuriated Roman Reigns, who would not listen to reason, insistent that Heyman had turned his back on his tribal chief. And in all the madness, Roman and I both lost sight. We never thought that night would end the way it did.
Oh, no!
Heyman betraying both of us.
Oh, my God! What the hell did we just witness?
I can't think of a better candidate for slingshot tech to address. It took my whole career to get to that main event. So let's go back to WrestleMania 41 and get me the win that I was well on my way to earning. Let's destroy the architect's plans. Let's show the Oracle that he doesn't see all. And let's force Roman Reigns to acknowledge us.
Here comes Seth freaking Rollins,
The visionary and the revolutionary of WWE.
From Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 225 pounds, Seth freaking Rollins!
Officially the coolest entrance living every man's dream, Seth freaking Rollins.
Las Vegas serenading Seth freaking Rollins.
You guys remember what happened 10 years ago up in California, the Bay Area? Seth Rollins cashing in Money in the Bank in the heist of the century at WrestleMania.
An iconic call for an iconic performance. Seth needs another one of those iconic moments this evening against two of the best this industry has ever seen.
A 14th appearance at WrestleMania, the third time he's been in the main event.
Come to WrestleMania for the wrestling, but stay for the karaoke. We've got a bit of everything tonight here in Vegas.
The OTC has arrived in Sin City.
From Benson, Colorado, weighing 265 pounds, the OTC, Roman Reigns.
For a record 10th time, Roman Reigns will main event WrestleMania.
A titan of this industry marching to the ring with his signature celestial swagger, the epitome of ice-cold, effortless cool.
Roman Reigns with a record of 9-3 at WrestleMania. Guys, there are only a handful of men in history with more wins than Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. 3 of those men are The Undertaker, John Cena, and the Game Triple H.
Pressure? What pressure? It's only the main event of WrestleMania. But this is a road Roman Reigns has taken many times before.
This man has a locker at the main event of WrestleMania. This is where Roman Reigns lives.
A lot of questions this week about who would carry the Ulafala to the ring. Paul Heyman would normally do that. Tonight, Roman Reigns come to the ring with the Ulafala on his neck himself. And for the first time in many, many years, Roman Reigns heads into battle alone.
The Ulafala symbolizes the head of the family. And when you talk about Roman Reigns' family, you're talking about one of the most successful and powerful families in the history of wrestling. Tens of thousands of ones to the sky here in Las Vegas.
The Anoa'i family dominance continuing here at WrestleMania. Roman Reigns in a triple threat match for pride and glory. Ladies and gentlemen, CM Punk is in the main event of WrestleMania.
It has to be a surreal moment for CM Punk.
Accompanied to the ring by WWE Hall of Famer, the Wise Man, Paul Heyman, from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 218 pounds, CM Punk.
Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins look thoroughly disgusted over the fact that Paul Heyman walked down to the ring with the Second City Saint. It is CM Punk's first WrestleMania match in 12 years. Remember, he missed last year's WrestleMania with a torn triceps, and this year he goes into triple threat action with Reigns and Rollins, 2 men that he cannot stand. Triple threat rules. The first man to gain pinfall or submission will win this match. There are no countouts, no disqualifications. He's won championships, he's made friends, he's made enemies. Tonight is CM Punk's night. Tonight is CM Punk's main event.
The pressure has always been CM Punk's playground. The fire has always been burning, and his only addiction is wrestling. Each of these 3 men believe they are the only one who can walk out of here victorious. Roman Reigns to prove his dominance, Seth Rollins to prove his superiority, and CM Punk to prove he's still the best in the world.
Punk is claiming that for him this is just business. Taking Reigns and Rollins out at WrestleMania will get them out of his way so he can accomplish the things he returned to WWE to do, to win titles.
But Reigns and Rollins are not your average roadblocks. They're two of the biggest names in WWE for a reason. And they're not about to let CM Punk just have his way.
I'm sure a betting man would tell you the odds are against CM Punk here, against two younger competitors who have been on top in WWE for the past decade. However, that's when Punk does his best work, when he's backed into a corner on the biggest stage possible.
Yeah, in a bad situation, and the bright lights here at WrestleMania could just bring out the best in CM Punk. CM Punk, who burst out of the scene. CM Punk showed up at ECW, run by Paul Heyman, when he was only a teenager, wanting to break into the business. He would get to the WWE developmental territory and become Heyman's best friend.
Punk made being a Paul Heyman guy a cool thing to be. Everyone has profited from their association with the Wise Man.
And you could argue that the great...
Here we go. Here's the pin. Gets the shoulder up after one.
Not even a 2 count. He's still holding strong here. Roman taking on the offense, but I assure you, the big stage of a WrestleMania main event is not phasing him one bit.
Jumping knee strike. Lights out. It always bothers me to be around Heyman, always leeching off other people's talents. In CM Punk's corner tonight, though, the question is, where does Paul's allegiance truly lie?
Well, I'll be the first to say I don't trust a word that comes out of the mouth of Paul Heyman. But perhaps for the first time in his entire life, he showed some true loyalty to one of the men who brought him to the dance in WWE. A bond that goes way back, he and CM Punk.
Taking things back into the ring. Rollins known to be irritating. We're seeing no different now.
Northern Lights perfectly bridged.
Exiting the ring, taking the action outside.
Solid bit of defense on his part there.
And for Punk and Rollins, such a personal hatred between these two. Rollins has never forgotten the fact that Punk left the company, badmouthed the company for many years while Rollins stayed here.
Roman, spear! Spear! Will Reigns close this out?
Turns that in his favor.
Ooh, merciless looking blow.
Carried in a jeopardizing position here.
Driven down face first. He's being prepped for something.
Hooked for that neck breaker, but forcing their way out of there and connects with a neck breaker of their own.
And Roman and Seth, two former allies, would make a lot of sense for them to team up with CM Punk tonight.
Yeah, I think it's way too late to strike that deal, Michael Cole. 10 years of animosity will eliminate all signs of trust between the two former Shield mates.
Remember, in many ways, the obsession by Reigns for Rollins last year cost Reigns the championship in the record reign.
And Punk would be quite happy if that obsession continues. It's clearly personal for Roman and Seth, but for Punk, tonight's just about business. Pedigree! Oh, what an axe handle.
And remember, the reason that Rollins and Reigns are here, at least when they first arrived on the scene, was because of CM Punk. Shield was built as a security force for CM Punk.
Come on, let's not make out like that is some accolade for CM Punk. They were brought in as security to protect CM Punk. It wasn't
from the top and completely missed the mark.
And I think there was a moment of hesitation before the leap, and it made all the difference.
Disastrous turn of events could change the whole complexion of this match.
This is turning into Swanson Street.
Taking full advantage of the foreign object in play here. Back-to-back attacks. Clearly lost in the moment. He better snap out of it.
Crushing impact from that knee. Roman telegraphing that one.
He quickly slides into the ring.
Textbook snap suplex.
Measured elbow drop.
Headed out to ringside now. What does he have planned?
Up and...
Oh, knee right to the spine. This is not about a championship. This is about pride and dignity and proving you're the best, perhaps of a generation.
It's about ego and animosity. It's about 12 years ago when three men made their way down the stairs to remake this company in their image, and the man that opened the back door for them.
A search for supremacy. The man that walks out of here is the champion of a generation. Oof.
Off the welts already forming from that kendo shot. And slides back into the ring.
Roman just adding salt to the wound right now.
He's headed out to the ringside area. Big reversal by Rollins. Well-executed suplex.
Oh, man!
Fights back. Set him up. Russian leg sweep.
Great aim on the toss check.
And now Reigns is starting to look like a man who realizes he is a tribal chief with no followers to come to his aid.
Big time height on that kick. This has been a hurricane of... chaos. Rollins, Punk, Reigns, each struggling to prove their superiority.
Roman just mocking his opponent now.
Crushing impact in the corner. And an elbow for good. Taking flight. Oh, man, he landed rough there.
Pouncing with a flash schoolboy here.
A defiant kick out after one.
Somehow able to kick out before a 2 count. How is he still going like this?
Heading to the outside now.
Grabbing a kendo stick. Any connection with flesh will definitely leave a wet.
Roman now maybe looking for a power bomb here. But shots to the head quickly put a stop to that. I have no idea how he managed to kick out at this point.
Roman's got him.
Uranagi with
from the top.
Reigns now, opponent down, he's setting it up.
Superman punch. Oh, what an axe handle.
Kick directly to the back.
Taking things to the top rope. Flying. Perhaps looking for some kind of equalizer here. He's looking to absolutely destroy his opponent with that chair. This could be it. He could win it all here. Breaks the cover and this match continues.
Roman.
Spear by Reigns.
CM Punk doesn't know where he is.
Wasting no time. Shoulders are down.
And gets sent right into the corner.
Knew what Roman had coming.
Chucking his opponent to the outside, surveying the situation, picking up speed, throwing all caution to the wind and flying around like a bat out of hell.
And he heads back into the ring.
Rollins looking to bait his opponent into a mistake.
I understand getting yourself fired up, but he needs to stay on his opponent. Oh, man. Did you hear the snap of the kendo stick?
We knew this one was going to be good, but Reigns, Rollins, and Punk have outdone all expectations.
Simply some of the best talents we've ever seen in this industry.
Looking to end this thing for good, and there's the...
I don't know if this is a good idea. This is going to take more strength than he has left.
A lift-up power bomb. Look at this. This can't be good. Pin. Roman could put it away here. No, stops the count at 2.
After everything we've seen tonight, he must be using the reserve tanks at this point.
Returning to the ring now.
Punk now with a quick duck under and a Uranagi converts it into the Anaconda Vice.
This might just do it. A couple of knees there. That'll get him out of it. Wow. Hammerlock now.
Follows it up with a clothesline. Well, with their opponent down.
Counters to gain the advantage. Oh, that was a stiff shot with that kendo stick.
Oh, man.
No. Mira.
Roman fights back.
Slipped out and taken out the legs.
Gets the reversal. What a counter. Hoisted up. Wow, a gut buster.
Rollins looking to end it with a stomp.
Seth could end it there.
Makes the cover. Kicks out, just kicked out.
A kick out, and Reigns is still in this.
And Rollins not handling this well. That was it, for all he knew, but it wasn't.
Well-placed knees to the hamstring. Ooh, a vicious shot right to the dome.
Good technique reversing Rollins.
Ducks out of harm's way.
Oh, what an axe handle.
This place is going insane.
The ground beneath my feet is shaking.
He wriggles out of the danger zone there.
Ooh, that'll knock your wind out.
And now Punk. Kick to the midsection of Reigns. Rollins trying to crawl back into this as well.
Rollins trying to prevent that GTS on Reigns, but he's about to eat one himself.
Oh, bang. Spear. Stop. Everybody down.
Oh, what a moment of chaos in this match. If any man here can get a cover, it could be victory, but wait up. Lurking is Paul Heyman with a steel chair.
And no shocker here. Handing the chair to his friend, CM Punk. And this, guys, this could be the ultimate betrayal of Roman Reigns.
Oh, Heyman went for a low blow, but caught by CM Punk.
What the hell is Heyman thinking?
And now Punk with a roundhouse kick to Reigns.
Well, Heyman tried to stab his man, CM Punk, in the back, but was denied. But now Rollins with a low blow of his own on Punk. What the hell is going on?
And now Heyman handing the chair to Rollins. What the hell? Oh, no!
The devil's work is afoot tonight.
Plan B all over again.
That pathetic Paul Heyman. He's a damn Judas. How many people is he going to betray?
You're missing the point, Cole. The visionary Seth freaking Rollins has once again pulled the ace out of his sleeve in Las Vegas. CM Punk now looking to finish the job here with a...
And he comes in under the ropes now.
That could end Rollins right now.
Oh, foot just stomping down. Again, Punk is headed out of the ring.
Looking for a neck breaker here, but managing to power their way out and replies with a neck breaker of their own.
He is looking to unload on his opponent with that kendo stick.
Rollins drops his opponent.
The stomp connects.
Here's Seth's
And
big
going for the
kick.
pin.
Man, that is going to leave some serious welts.
Roman's shoulders are down. Fights the shoulder up and one.
Not enough. There's got to be more where that came from.
Punk with his eyes on Rollins, looking to end this thing.
Arm wringer applied. We're going to crank up the punishment here. Couple of shots to the gut here and makes it out.
Back in the ring. Ooh, back elbow puts a stop to things. Rollins with an homage to the game. The universal signal for extreme. The kendo stick has entered the fray.
We have a pin. Shoulders are down. Punk has beat the odds. Has defeated both Reigns and Rollins.
Here is your winner, CM Punk!
A moment of pure vindication here for CM Punk.
This was a lifetime in the making, and it couldn't have been any harder earned. Punk had to get through Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins to finally taste a main event victory here at WrestleMania.
But now he's done it. The Second City Saint is victorious at the Showcase of the Immortals.